Just like, just, cool. My name is Bianca, Miss B Brown, and this is my life.
This is my life. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Work hard to play harder. Philosophy of success. Journey that is no destination. Wake up, give thanks for my creation. To that which made it happen, I start the day with some break fast and chase fast after the paper. I live the life of power, money, and mayhem. From AM to PM, all about per diem. For the skinny, no pity, this city we in. Yeah, wanna shine, gotta grind. The clock's ticking, ain't got a lot of time. And far as mine, who blow dollars that you blow? Guess my wrist where, which way you going, who knows? This is my life, yeah, this is the hustle, yeah, to make it on top, yeah, this is the price, wouldn't have it no other way, living to serve, and my reward is another day. What's yours?
Growing up in Chicago, that's home, you know what I mean? No matter where I go, no matter how long I've been away, that is always home. Like, you know, the pizza and, you know what I'm saying, the Italian beef, and man, that's home, man. Like, you know, that's home. I was born on the south side. I grew up on the west side. Born in Roseland, you know, 117, and Peoria to be exact, but raised in K-Town on the west side. You know what I'm saying? Elementary school, you know, grammar school, middle school, all of that stuff, even high school, you know, on the west side. I love my city. I love my city. Like, of course, you got to take the good with the bad or whatever the case, but overall, there's no place like Chicago.
Here's the 0-1.
There it is! There it is! There it is!
Oh, man. First and foremost, I posted a picture of my grandmother, you know, and I put like the Cubs little symbol on her, you know, dress that she had on in that picture, and I'm like, man, if she would be here right now, like, it was such a major pinnacle for the city in itself. The city, like, went up in roars. You know, so when it happened, like, I'm at the house, I'm pacing the floor, I'm going insane, especially that 7th game. You know what I mean? They're in the 10th inning, like the 10th. Man, please, they came all the way from losing 3-1. 3-1. They came back and won those last 3 games. Like, man, we can't get this far and then not get it. And then on top of that, you know, for it not to have happened in 108 years, that in itself is like crazy. This is the history behind my love for the Cubs. My grandmother, may she rest in peace, Bessie Lee Gardner. When that was my mother, you know what I mean? Like, that's my mother's mother. But my mom always worked, you know what I'm saying? And she did what she had to do. But we were at home with my grandmother, and I was the only granddaughter for a very long time. I was surrounded by brothers and cousins, male cousins or whatever. So playing and all of that stuff, like, I wanted to run around with them, and I wanted to, you know, they were climbing fences and jumping trees and, you know, jumping off porches and whatnot, and I followed up behind them until one day I climbed that gate and I bust my face on that sidewalk. From that day forward, my grandmother had me in the house. You know, that's when I learned how to cook and clean and sew and all of that. But when I was in the house with her, that was her favorite pastime, was to watch baseball. My grandmother watched baseball, and she was not the screamer, you know, she didn't yell at the TV and, you know, she didn't do that. She literally would just sit there and watch Cubs, and it was only Cubs. Only Cubs. Everybody on my mother's side is a Cubs fan to this day because of her, because of my grandmother. To me, I think it was awesome. I think the grand opening was amazing. You know, throughout the day there was just, you know, people coming, and they might not have been able to stay for the whole thing, but they showed up. You know, I had so many calls and texts that day that from people that said, man, I want to come, but I can't get out there, and but congratulations, and this and the third. It was awesome to get the support, to see how the people came out. But it wasn't enough for me though. I had to go and grab people. I had to, you know, I wanted the community to get involved. I wanted them to know not just that I'm here, but just to, you know, come out as a whole, as a community. You know what I'm saying? We had enough food to feed 250 people, you know, so I wanted everybody to be involved. We had games, we had food, we had prizes, we had, you know, we had music, you know, everything. So it was so much fun. I think it was a success. I think it actually led me to want to plan an annual type of deal. You know what I'm saying? And of course, each year is going to be bigger and bigger, you know. But it was awesome. How I felt to have my family come out to my salon's grand opening. It's expected, number one, because that's how we roll. This is something that we've been working on or dreaming about or visualizing forever, and to see it come to fruition was an amazing feeling. It was almost surreal. It still is surreal. I'll go into the salon right now and I'll just be like, dude, I just opened the door. You know what I mean? Like, that sign says my name. Like, that's crazy. You know, it's an amazing feeling, but it's still humbling in a sense, because, you know, it didn't have to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, it's here. It's no longer on paper. It's here. And yet and still, we're still moving. Like, we've reached one step in this, so now we're still going, and that's what my family, they're pushing me to continue. You know what I mean? Yeah, we made it. So if we made it this far, then yeah, let's keep going. But when they were here, they saw the love, they saw the support, they saw the community feel, they saw it. You know what I mean? I did everything up until the day of. I'm talking about every single iota, every single inkling and detail of that event. I did it solo. It is 9 of us. I have 8 other siblings. 5 boys, 4 girls. I'm the first girl. I'm the 3rd child though. I feel like I'm everybody's mama though. You know, mother and father included. You know what I mean? Love them, but it's like I take the role of mother hen across the board. So I'm always the one that's, you know, looking out for everybody and ensuring that everybody is good or whatever the case. In my opinion, no news is good news. You know what I mean? We don't have to talk every day. We don't have to be around each other every day, because we are from, you know, we have Chicago, we have California, we have Colorado, we have Anchorage, Alaska, we have, you know, we're everywhere. Missouri, here in Georgia, we're everywhere. But, you know, and of course it's impossible to talk and keep up with everything. But, you know, when we are needed and when we need each other, and, you know, when we are celebrating and all of that stuff, we're there. What would I say is my expertise and specialty? I would say cutting and coloring. Cutting hair and coloring hair is the best to me. The thing is, now let me say this. I know how to do all hair. Okay, the benefit of knowing how to do hair, having my start in Chicago, is there was a different trend, there was a different focus in Chicago. The focus was cutting and coloring. However, because Chicago is such a diverse city, you know, I had Caucasians in my chair. I had African Americans in my chair. I had Hispanics in my chair. I had Asians in my chair. So I was really given the opportunity to learn about different textures and different ethnicities and different styles and what works for this type of hair, coarse or thin or whatever the case. I got my start and foundation in Chicago, which prepared me for South Carolina. The focus there was coloring, cutting, teasing, roller sets and perms and that type of deal. You know what I mean? In South Carolina, the focus was, or the model was, the higher the hair, the closer to God. You know what I'm saying? So that was the deal there. And then again, it prepared me for coming here. Here, the main focus is weaves, 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 and more weaves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get, and there's nothing wrong with that. I will lay and slay a weave too. But my thing is, what I want to do in this industry here is to, for this specific city, is to bring the focus back to hair. The stereotype or the misconception for us as black women is that our hair can't flow like Caucasian women's hair can flow. I'm the one to prove it wrong. Where I look for my inspiration in when I'm styling hair, I look through art. I see hair as a blank canvas. So like I said, it's not just about doing hair for me. It's about giving the best result in for short term and long term. You know what I mean? But art is everything in what I do. It's everything. So when I'm styling a client, you know, I see their hair and yet and I'll have music playing or something in the background. You know, the client is there and I'm interacting with them and stuff like that, but I find myself having to apologize for not talking. You know what I mean? Because like I'm in a zone. I am just gone. So I'll have a TV playing for them or I'll have music playing for them. So they're too busy wrapped up in entertaining themselves and I'm just in the zone. My life stands on faith. You know, I can't do anything without it. I come from, you know, a background of, you know, church and beliefs. I was going to say religion, no. But a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with God. I can say that I do have a relationship. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But I have a real life relationship with God. And everything that I do is ultimately, honestly, is to be pleasing to Him. Ultimately, right now, my life is me and God, you know. Family, of course, but me and God, you know. And if it's not directed or ordered or led by Him, I don't want to do it. It's just that simple. I don't care how great the opportunity. I don't care how magnificent, how much money is involved. I don't want to do it. That's real life. I will turn it down, and I have turned down some major things because it didn't sit right in my spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to answer to Him at the end of the day. You know, my choices, I don't have to explain. Every step, everything, you know, whether it be people and relationships and who to befriend and who not to, who to go into business with, who not to, who to enter into business for this amount of time and when to leave and when to step out, all of that. And everything is done in season. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to ever miss an opportunity because I got in the way or because, you know, I stayed too long. You know what I'm saying? Or I went and did something that I was not supposed to do. You know, I don't want to prolong that. I think I've done enough of that in my life, you know, where I have prolonged what He was trying to get me to, you know. So I think for the last maybe year or two, it's become really real, you know, like I'm not going to play with this because I've wasted too much time.